ocean? Well, the message is to find the teacher, because the teacher may well be able to hit you so hard and stuff you with apples and do other weird things that actually you kind of get rid of it. And you can finally experience the true dhikrullah and the tuma'nina bi dhikri la tatma'innul qulub. With the remembrance of Allah, the hearts find peace. Back to the ocean. The fish back in the ocean can calm down. It's in its natural element, its native habitat, and we can stop slapping around and feeling desperate and being dangerous. Back to the ocean. So, to the extent that we see those signs, not just the outward two-dimensional surface of the things, but our inner wisdom can intuit the meaning of those signs, even if we couldn't put it into words. We see the sunset or some other stereotypical wonder of nature, and something happens within us that maybe we could write a poem about it, but it probably wouldn't do justice to the magnificence of the moment. That those situations are the forms of nourishment that cause the self to start to be itself and to return to its true nature, and that is where the fish resumes its life in the sea and realizes that it was in the sea all along, because any idea that you can actually be out of the totality of the haqq is a kind of misunderstanding. Everything but distance is just a kind of human point of view, a subjective thought. Qurb is the reality. Allah describes himself as Al-Qareeb in the Quran, but never as Al-Ba'id. So many other oppositions, Al-Qabid, Al-Basit, Al-Rafi', Al-Khafid. Many of the divine names are in pairs, but not this one, where he says, فَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فِإِنِّي قَرِيب. When my slaves ask about me, say, I am near. Not once in the Quran, I am distant. No, he's not distant. He is أَقْرَبُ إِلَيْهِ مِنْ حَبْلِ الْوَرِيدِ, closer to us than the jugular vein. But we are something else. We are distant, and that's as a result of our ikhtiyar to open this donkey eye and not to see things with the true eye, the chishmidil, the eye of the heart, which is that with which we were born. So the love for the one who teaches us to open that eye so we can see everything in terms of whatever is most beautiful in a given situation. How wonderful that would be. So we have this idea of this teacher who can be a surprise. That because we don't really know ourselves and what's wrong with ourselves, it's the most mysterious thing we ever encounter is the self. We think we understand other people, but the self is weird, so probably we haven't understood other people, so on what basis do we judge them? Well, we do it anyway. But the self, this low, mysterious thing with the snakes and the scorpions and the higher possibilities, the honeybee, is so mysterious that any successful treatment of it is also likely to be mysterious. And that's why the believer, when he sees or she sees misfortunes in creation, says, maybe this is the blow of mercy, darbi rahmat. Maybe this sickness, this bereavement, this financial loss is there because I need to have a particular snake ejected. I may not understand how that's happening. Maybe it's just a punishment. Allah give us afiyah and protection from Allah's punishment. But let us assume that the divine physician has not lost sight of us and our needs, and therefore every misfortune that we encounter we ought to be experiencing as and interpreting as a sign of the divine mercy, the blow that brings us to our knees. Very often a real tawbah, which turns out to be the most precious and luminous moment in people's lives, is caused by some disaster. Some traffic accident, some bereavement, some cancer diagnosis immediately thumps that person into waking up, and it turns into a thumping that succeeded where nothing else could have succeeded. So this is essential that we love these guides. And there's a hadith in which the Holy Prophet ﷺ is reminding us of the importance of the guides who are the heirs to the prophets, where Mevlana talks about the hadith that says, مثل أمتي كمثل سفينة نوح, that my ummah is like Noah's Ark. And so he has this to say, ما بأصحابم شو أنقشتي نوح herki dast andar zanad yawad futuh. I and my companions are like the Noah's Ark. Whoever boards it or clings to it will find a futuh, spiritual opening. When you are with a spiritual teacher, you are very far from ugliness. Night and day you will travel in a ship. Protected by the spirit of that captain who is a bestower of spirits, you sleep in the ship and you still move on. Do not violate the commandments of the prophet of your time. Do not rely on your own abilities and your own chosen path. Even if you are a lion, if you travel the path without a guide, you will just be somebody who sees himself astray.